After a week, he dropped me off downtown Astoria. Said I'm coming down the mountain and I'm taking my stuff with me. And he dropped me off very first, very first night. I sat right on that bench over there. Then I got a place up in the woods by myself on Dwayne and Hume. It was right on the corner. I could see coming and going in the cars. Kind of camouflage. Being a vet, I know about camouflage and all that. It was a nice, secure spot. But then when I moved to the old shed that was next door, that's when I got caught. The police asked me to leave and I left. So I came down here, didn't know what to do. So I spent the first night on that bench all night. That's where I slept, in a sitting position with a coat over my head against the cold weather. This month. And I thought, well, there has to be something better than that. So I moved into the second portable toilet over there. And it took a toll on me. I started getting sick. I'm under a doctor's care now. Getting my health back. Yeah, I got bit by something on my leg. And it came very close to losing my left leg from the knee down. I don't know what it was. It just happened. It was just there. Oh, I have a place to live on Bond Street. I live in a veteran's house. The organization got me a place to live because VA was breathing down their neck. They didn't like the fact I was sleeping in that portable toilet over there. So anyway, I've been there for a while. I'm doing a lot better. My health is improving. I went to the dentist yesterday. Had 3 teeth removed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But that's to improve my health. Well, they kept trying to send me to Seaside to a shelter, and I was already outside. Down there, you would have been in a shelter for 4 days and outside for 3. I told them, I'm already outside.
It wouldn't work.
Why go to Seaside? Besides, I wanted to stay in Astoria. I had a chance to see the city. It's a beautiful city. So much to see and so much to do. They should change the name of the sign over there. Welcome to beautiful Astoria, Oregon. Instead of just welcome to Astoria, Oregon. Because you walk around and really look at things. And when you have weather like this, you really see the beauty and personality of the city. This is where I live.
Yeah.
I had an apartment in Portland, Oregon. And I left that apartment. I had enough of big city. It was getting too crazy and I wanted to slow down and take it easy. So I went to Seaside, stayed in a motel from Wednesday to Saturday, ran into the guy that invited me to go camping with him for 1 week before he dropped me off and told me to hit the road. He called himself a man of God. I don't think so. I think he's a lying such and such. Oh, people always want to be better than they are. But anyway, it all worked out for the best. I have a place to live. My rent will be paid probably for about 9 months. I do have SSI and VA compensation and Oregon Trail cash card. So
Wow.
that'll give me a chance to see the city. When I get my health back, I hope Astoria is ready for me because I'm gonna have fun. I want to see the shops. I want to go shopping.
Yeah.
I want to go shopping because I'm gonna have about 500 or 600 to spend on the first. Plus, I'll have more Oregon Trail cash card since my rent is already being paid.
Were you?
Nurse.
You were a nurse.
I'm a certified medical assistant with CNA training.
Have you considered going back to that?
No.
You're not going to.
No, I'm retired. I've been retired since 97. Well, yeah. I went to the preparedness thing at the armory, and they said, just in case of a natural disaster or something, my knowledge can be useful. I'm an artist, and I'm a signed author with Dorrance Publishing out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I write children's books. And I'm a former professional billiard player, MPBA, out of Vegas. I had been playing for quite a few years.
Huh?
I was playing 9-ball. He cleaned my clock. He went on to win the world championship from Grady Matthews. Usually in one of these big, expensive, fancy hotels, they have the tournament, then they come down to the final two for the championship.
Yeah.
And I got to see the championship on ESPN on TV. That SOB that wiped the table with me was playing Grady Matthews, and he won the damn thing.
Tape?
Beat me in a tournament. I didn't know who he was until I saw him on television. Yes, I'm buying seed beads from Terra Stones on commercial.
Uh-huh.
And I'll be getting back into seed beads. Probably seen the things on Leather Bell.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. You can do anything. There was a lady in this book. I had a book of all kinds of bead-work. Some of it was Indian stuff. This lady did the Last Supper at seed beads. The whole thing. All my pieces that I make are original. What inspires me? Make a gift for somebody. Put their name on it. Like a keychain or a bookmark. Made one for my mother. Had a big metal clip hook about this long. I did it silver wire.
Uh-huh.
And she hung that on her purse. Some lady where she was working at it was a long-term care center for the elderly. My mother was an LPN. Some lady saw that and she said, "Wow," said Barbara, said, "Where'd you get that?" I said, "My son made it for me." And they used to get lots of compliments because the lady wanted it. I was taught how to work with seed beads in the 4th grade, and I never forgot. By Mrs. O'Leary. She used to sit us down and read Little House on the Prairie by Laura Ingalls Wilder. Lima, Ohio, born and raised. 1960, the year Kennedy took over as president. 3 years later, I watched the funeral procession. I had been living in Portland, Oregon since 1982, and I went back to Ohio from Corpus Christi, Texas, because I was diagnosed with having a thickness in my colon, and I went to Ohio and had it checked out. I had colorectal cancer stage 3, and I went through all the treatment and chemotherapy and radiation and surgeries in Ohio. All my family was there, and I wanted to be near them. I didn't know what was going to happen. Cancer free. I'm in remission. Sitting here, smoking a bowl of weed with a little homemade candy dab on it that I made out of some dab and corn syrup in the microwave. Having a very nice mellow day, and I don't feel the pain in my jaw because I had 3 teeth removed yesterday at the dentist. I feel pretty numb. I feel all right though. It's a good feeling. This city has personality. That's one thing I've noticed. It's laid back, and I mean, even the police don't even mess with you unless you're really causing a problem. I was sitting here smoking a bowl, and the police car went by. He just looked and drove on. They could care less.
Yeah, that's good.
Unless you're causing a problem.
Yeah.
They don't really like drinking in the park, but they overlook it as long as you're not making any trouble or anything. In Portland, they're real hard on that.
Well, what's the difference, you think?
A lot more people do it in Portland. Out here, it's a laid-back atmosphere. It's addicting. Personality of the city, yeah, it's addicting because I can't wait to wake up in the morning because I'm sure there's something I missed I haven't seen yet. And that's
Good.
what excites me.
Huh.
Being able to wake up and say, well, I'm gonna go to this place and who knows, I might find something I haven't seen. Always find something that you haven't seen. I go to Terra Stones a lot.
Uh-huh.
That's where I'm getting my seed beads on the first. And the house manager, well, gave me some 2x4s so I could make loom, but he got fired yesterday, so I'm concerned about that. But anyway, I can make my looms. I just got to get thread and nails, stuff like that put together. And I could sit there for hours. I made one bookmark, it took 13 hours. And they said, how many days did it take you? I said, it took me one, because I sat down and I worked for 13 hours on this damn thing, and it was my best piece. It was all white background, and it had different colored diamond shapes going down. And I took the stuff to this one class one time and showed it. This girl in the class, she said, well, you know, that one right there, I'd like to have a copy of that. And she was pointing at the one that took 13 hours. She wanted to give it to her grandmother. I told her, I said, okay, well, $5.
$5?
So I went back, made the copy, gave it to her, put it on sticky film and with glue, so it, it's like a bookmark. And gave that to her, and she gave me the 5. She slapped down another 5. I said, why'd you do that? She said, because I can. But she was nice about it. She said her grandmother loved it. I don't value my work. What I value is the look on people's face when they're looking at it.
Yeah.
Because everybody sees something different. You can have 15 different bookmarks out there, and one person is going to find one thing, and a different person is going to find a different one thing.
Yeah.
It's all their psyche, the way they think, or what they like. You can do abstract.
Yeah.
I did one abstract. It was pretty cool. If you looked at in there, you could see like a female robot. And all I did was put beads on there, and then on the other end, there's like a male robot face. But if you look at it, it's kind of an abstract. It's really, really something. Terra Stones is interested in my work, but their overhead is so, they have stuff they haven't even put out yet. But they said that they'd be interested. Once I get all my supplies and everything, the very first piece I'm going to make it for Terra Stones. They're the one that sold me the beads.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it for the owner as a gift. It's going to say Terra Stones is open.
That's really neat.
And fix it up so if they want to display it, they can do that.
Oh, so it'd be a
I
group?
can teach it. It's very simple to do. You just got to have patience and persistence.
Which you have. The vision.
Patience and persistence. Yeah, when you can sit down for 13 hours just to make one bookmark.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever sat down
Oh,
that
that
long.
was a long haul, but it sure did turn out nice. You can do anything. When you're an artist, you let your imagination run wild because you can do anything with an imagination. I'm also a writer. I have a story in progress. It's called Ezekiel's Quest. It's about a crown prince who's sent on a quest by his old, aging, ailing father. He's bedridden. Show him that he can overcome his fear and be a good king. Going on this quest to get his questions answered by the Ancient One. The Ancient One's a time traveler. Before Ezekiel talked to Goran, which is his name, Goran. Goran was in Gomorrah before God wiped it off the face of the earth. He was allowed to leave because he was good. He was good, and him and God were like this, like God was his God, but he was allowed to leave. He took a nun from the royal nunnery of Gomorrah. She was a blue rose. She was a prophet. And she was in stasis inside this giant saber-toothed tiger skull. That's Goran, time traveler. I'm thinking about getting a different publisher for this because this is just going to be one book. Oh, yeah.
You got to tell the whole story.
That's a fantastic story.
Yeah.
See, it all came about. I was living in the Peter Paulson apartments in Portland. I walked out into the courtyard and there was a bunch of stuff laying on the edge of the flower bed. And I went through it and took out all these plastic figurines. There were 3 dragons. There was a little brown figurine like this, looked kind of like a wood nymph riding kind of a one-spoke machine. And there was this statue named Ezekiel. Had Ezekiel on a little label down on the base of it, and he was holding a sword straight up. And there was a spider, kind of a reddish spider, that was Arachnus spider. Very, very old and tired. Arachnus the Wanderer never had a home.
He's always been wandering.
That's all that he wanted, a place to rest. And Goran gave him an old cave that was close by that had bats and birds and insects. He could use that for food. And he went in and never came out. Final resting place.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an artist and a writer. That's what I do.
Well, you're in the perfect place.
I know how to put gas in the car and check the oil, but I even know how to write and work with seed beads and play pool. I learned how to write in creative writing class. I didn't know I liked it. It was in the 5th grade. Mr. Richard Burns, out of respect for the way he could teach, gave us an assignment on Friday. He said, over the weekend, write a poem, turn it in on Monday, and you'll get your paperback in a week after they're all graded. I did that. I wrote about 20 of them.
Oh, yeah.
turned them in. And a week later, I didn't get anything back. No grade, no papers, or nothing. Everybody else got their stuff back.
Then what?
He stood up around his desk and came around and pulled the stool out, pulled up in front of his desk and sat on it. He got the class's attention. They were all looking at their grades and everything. And he said, "I have never been so honored to teach as I am today." And he took this little book out of his vest pocket in his suit jacket. And he opened it up and read it, and it was my
Your
assignment.
bumps. So he just opened a door for you.
I could have fell into the floor.
Do you have that
But
copy?
that's when I discovered I liked to write. I wrote 20 poems. One was called Valentine Hearts, and one was called Fourth Floor is Where I Stay.
Recite
I don't
one?
remember the poem, but I remember those two titles. It's just like it was an explosion, in a way, of literature. Well, when I write, it's like an inferno in my head, and it flows to my fingertips.
Channeling.
Yeah.
Channeling the muse to your hand.
And it goes to my hands, and I write. I put words on paper.
Whoops.
That's what happened with Ezekiel's Quest. I had all these little plastic figurines, and I kept looking at it, and looking at it, and looking at it. And for 4 days, these things were bothering the heck out of me. I said, "There's a story there."
Obviously.
And for 4 days, it bothered me. And finally, at 4 a.m. in the morning, I said, "I'm going to write this story, and I'm going to title it Ezekiel's Quest." Because here's Goran, here's Ezekiel, here's Sprite, here's Araxis, and here's the 3 dragons in back that escorted them to Goran for their security.